So according to TMZ, someone in Tekashi 6ix9ine's crew is snitching.
Nah, stop it.
Prosecutors revealed that they are working with a confidential informant that made recordings that could send Tekashi to prison for life.
Good Lord.
His attorney admitted that the new development is concerning.
Laura, can we go to a legal professional with regard to this Tekashi information and what's transpiring?
Sure.
Xavier, how would I describe what you do for a living, sir?
I represent people charged with major federal, criminal, and state charges. I do a lot of civil litigation, but mostly federal and criminal defense work.
And now, have you been following this Tekashi 6ix9ine case?
Yes, I have.
And so, you know, I feel like there's a learning experience for a lot of young people who think that, you know, playing around with, you know, this gang life, crime, and things on social media and putting it in music and affiliating with things. I feel like this is a learning moment for a lot of people. So I wanted to bring a professional on the air that deals with this thing. What does this look like for Tekashi 6ix9ine right now?
Well, I mean, first of all, you're right. It is serious. I mean, this gang stuff and this music and everything is serious. And these young men and young women need to understand that the federal government and state prosecutors are using their music and their social platform words against them to convict them. And so Tekashi is looking at some very serious time. He's looking at some very serious charges. The prosecutor is someone that I know and have had cases with. He's very serious about his business. I mean, he's, depending on how this evidence stacks up, it's very serious. I mean, extremely serious.
Now, I'm told that when the federal government, ATF, Homeland Security, links up with the NYPD to go after people, there is a 95% success rate. Is that correct?
In certain jurisdictions, yes. So Tekashi is being prosecuted downtown. So in Manhattan, they have a more than 90% conviction rate after trial, particularly for charges like this. And, you know, normally in charges like these, they do have what we call confidential informants, or people that are close to the defendants, who the defendant did not know was acting as a confidential informant and pretty much telling the government everything that's going on around them. So, that's part of the problem.
So before we heard that the government, ATF, Homeland Security, NYPD picked up Tekashi, what was it, about a week ago, you're saying that they already had an informant that was giving them information to build this case?
More likely than not, yes. The federal government, downtown especially, normally does not proceed with the prosecution unless they have a confidential informant who they believe has firsthand information about whatever they're prosecuting that defendant for. So if he got arrested a week and a half ago, then more likely than not, someone was already talking about him 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago.
And Laura, because I feel like every day we're getting new information from, I guess, the feds and the people doing this case, which I think is helping them build the public case against Tekashi. So every day it feels like we've frozen assets and we've, his mother's bank account's frozen. His bank account is frozen.
They're saying that they're getting more people involved in the case. Like,
there's more charges being brought. Right. There's more names.
So this is what everyone should know in these federal conspiracy or federal RICO cases. The prosecution never, ever stops trying to continue building their case and getting it stronger. They keep on looking at Facebook. They keep on looking at tweets. They keep on looking at whatever social media platforms the defendant and his friends and known associates are on. They look for any type of evidence from any person that they can find to continue building the strength of their case all the time until the case is over. So there's always superseding indictments, more people being arrested, more people being flipped, more people trying to be flipped. That's what they do all day, every day. And they have paralegals who are their job is literally only to monitor social media platforms. That's all they do.
So literally all of these individuals now, where I guess it's become the in thing, we were talking about it earlier, for the sake of clout and recognition, basically talk about what their plans are on social media openly and don't understand.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. It's crazy, bro. I mean, and again, I do cases downtown Manhattan all the time, cases just like Tekashi's. And the way young men and young women are putting their information out on these social media platforms is sometimes absolutely crazy. You have to understand that the federal government is literally reading everything and watching everything that you're doing. There's no doubt about that. So in my mind, it just makes no sense to be on Facebook, tweet, whatever else is out there, talking about what organization or what group you're involved in, putting up signs, etc. As I said before, I said to someone else earlier, it's the social media is simply feeding our desire to be famous. And it's particularly alluring to young people who probably haven't had older people telling them what not to do and what to do. And if I can for 1 second, I had a case last year where a young man was charged with something a lot more serious than what Tekashi is charged with, but involved in certain groups. And when I'm talking to him, he tells me, Mr. Donaldson, I wish I had met you prior to this ever happening. I wish I had somebody to talk to prior to this ever happening, because I don't think I would have got involved in it. And it meant a lot, because we not only defend these young men, but we try to counsel them and try to figure out what made them do this. And more often than not, it's the fame, it's the glory, it's the want to be seen, want to be heard, without understanding the natural consequences that come from that. And so getting up there saying you associate with this person and that group and this person, that group, in the federal government, you can literally be guilty by association, along with other things, but it starts with your association and what you do and what you say.
Wait, so with the federal government, you can be guilty by association. Is that what conspiracy and RICO is all about?
That's the first part of it. So RICO, one of the elements of RICO is an organization. There must be some organization that's in effect. And so if you're up there with a group of people saying you're a part of a particular organizational group, then you've already satisfied one of the elements. And then if you're committing crimes or saying you're going to commit crimes or committed a crime and then said you committed it on Facebook or whatever, then you're satisfying the elements without them having to go out there and find evidence for them, because you're pretty much saying it.
So let me ask you this. How is it that corporate money via a record label or whatever can go towards promoting this music that has this stuff in it, and none of those people are ever held accountable for the behavior that they finance?
Well, that's the dilemma that people have been talking about for decades. Corporations are making money off of, they having these young kids, not having them, but allowing these young kids and older kids to
let's say encouraging, because you get a paycheck.
Well, you're getting paid. We're in a capitalistic society, so people want to get paid. That's okay. You want to work, you want to get paid. So corporations want to get paid, and if they know that this is going to get them money, then they do that, and they find these shields to allow them to do that. First Amendment this, and it's not us doing it, he's saying it. And then once that person gets arrested and gets jammed up, sorry, we want nothing else to do with you, but thank you for making us some money. I mean, it's a good conversation to have. I don't know how you can stop the corporations from doing that, but at least, in my opinion, someone needs to start letting people know that corporations know what's going on, but they're making money from it. There's no doubt corporations know what's going on, but they are making a ton of money from it. So it's kind of like, well, we're making money, so when he gets caught, then fine. If he doesn't get caught, he keeps making money, everybody's happy.
And we'll say it again, I've said it several times. We all come from neighborhoods, not all of us, but many people come from neighborhoods where you got a cousin, you got a brother, you got an association, you got whatever. But, when you go out and begin to try to start a business and do things like make music and entertain and do those things, you can't bring that world into your business.
No, you cannot. You definitely cannot. And I'll take a step further. I mean, we all like music. I mean, I love music. We all grew up in rap music, love rap music to death. we love it. But you have to understand that there's another segment of society that really wants to prosecute persons who are saying that they're doing certain things in songs, even when they're not doing it.
Glorifying a lifestyle.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a young man who just got sentenced to life plus 59 years. I want to repeat that. He got sentenced to life plus 59 years in that same federal courthouse that Tekashi's in, and they used music from his YouTube station that he was using to help convict him. Put the lyrics up on the screen, had the jury looking at the lyrics, played the songs for the jury, and then made the leap that these songs or these lyrics were exactly what he was doing as part of his relationship or association in this particular group. He been sentenced to life plus 50 years.
Life plus 50 years at 20-something years old.
He lost his life. That's it.
Absolutely. That's it.
Wow.
That's it. And it's we spoke, but we talked to our clients about this, but we don't see them until afterwards, which is why some of us, myself, Kenny Montgomery, Lance, Rico, a lot of other guys, we're trying, and ladies as well, trying to figure out how to get to these young men and young ladies prior to them doing this, or at least talk to them about, your lyrics, what you're saying, your Facebook, your social media platforms. It's not necessary. You want to be famous, some other kind of way.